Okay, next up, we've got the Church of Christ versus Zombie Jesus. And we see two potential strike teams coming out with the Elia and the Alphons. The Alphons and Edward Elric brothers coming out for Zombie Jesus. So Ravelka, I can't see the other unit. Is that a Comrel? I think that is a Comrel hiding right there. It is. So two strike teams going against each other. Which one will outstrike the other team? I don't know. We'll see. Here comes Ed. He's got 10,000 HP. He's looking like a pretty tanky boy, and he's buffing his brother, who is almost guaranteed to be a tankier boy. Both of them will be a little bit faster after receiving that agility buff from Slime, who assumes the tanking position. Now, 14,000 HP onto Alphonse. He's going to go ahead and give himself a zoomy stance, get that shield and defense piercing buff. Both of those buffs will be very effective against this team. Region's going to come out right there from Naya. Now, here's the drawback with running Naya right here is there's no one to reflect. I guess maybe Slime, if you can get that, like, you know, again, getting her to cast reflect is always a little bit of a thing, but against two strike units, two physical strike units, you're not going to be reflecting anything. Okay, Alphonse going to be in range to do some damage right here. He's going to go Stone Enclosure, his limit break, 1,400 followed up by 2,000, so 3,400 HP onto the Elia. Not bad. And now let's see what she'll do. She's got all the TP and AP in the world. She begins channeling a spell, and it's going to be Comral's turn next. 3-step Star Strike, and oh boy, that is a tanky suit of armor right there. There's the reflect. Dang it. Okay, that reflect might feel bad unless Slime ends up reflecting something on himself and dying. Here comes Full Metal Rage from Edward this time. Again, onto the Bridal Elia, who is already pretty low HP. That's 8,200 damage. That is lethal. Now, she does have courage, so it'll just pop her courage, and she'll get her CT up, so she'll get to go next. She's going to hit everybody with Historia here, her limit break. Let's see what kind of damage this does. Last time Alphonse took damage, he barely took any. He does take a little bit more from her, but it's not enough to kill anybody on the team. And now Alphonse goes for Armored Flash Kick and takes her out of the fight. It is essentially now Comral v3. He does have a healer backing him up, but oh my god, Slime says, I'm a healer, bro. Watch this heal. And he full heals his entire team. Now he's going to step over to the side, begin charging a spell. Comral's like, I'm going to try and hit everybody. Rising Destruction. And he does. He hits some people, especially Slime. He hits Slime real hard, but let's see what Edward could do on the counterattack. He's looking at Comral right in the face. Comral says, look, man, I got reflex too, Cloud. I can dance. Here's full life. Elia is, oh, and that is hashtag feels bad right there. The full life misses on the Elia. If assuming the Naya is, 97 faith and the Elia is 50, that had a pretty good chance of landing is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now she's going to have to do some healing now. We'll see what she's got. She's going to come out, begin channeling a spell. Slime doesn't have anybody to heal this time. He goes zap, and the zap kills Comral. So Slime just showing out right here with all of his healing, with that big DPS attack he just did. And now Alphonse says, hello, little white mage, have 7,000 damage. She takes 7,000 damage, and Zombie Jesus is going to pick up the win. GG. Let's go on to the next one. All right, our next match of the day is going to be tournament referee Starlet Franchesca versus Edo. And we're going to see two top of the tier list units right here with young Helena versus Bridal Elia. We've seen a lot of strike, and I think we've seen a lot of strike because you have two elements in the loud element list tonight in lightning and wind that have good strong strike units in there, right? The brothers, the Elric brothers, you see them piled up together all of the time in strike teams. Bridal Elia obviously going to represent lightning very well. And then for Franchesca is just a light element player. Like most of the time when we see Franchesca play, she's bringing out the light element units. So tonight we get to see the young Helena. She's going to pair it with a Marial and a Phoebe, a very, very common cost limited light duo right there, the Phoebe and the Marial. They usually just find themselves alongside another 100 cost unit. We've seen like regular Jaden, for example, in the past be that other 100 cost option. We're gonna see Edo bringing out the regular Helena, so it's young Helena versus, okay, how do we want to rank their ages? Obviously, Franchesca's Helena right here is the youngest Helena, right? This is like 20-some-year-old Helena. That Helena right there on Edo's team is like pre-Dark Helena. She's yet to turn to the dark side yet. So we'll call this like in her 30s Helena, like mom Helena. has not become Mama Helena yet. That's Dark Helena, but Mom Helena is going to be supporting this strike team right here. So we get the wind, the earth resist buff with the spirit on there. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to help a ton against this squad. Phoebe from Franchesca going to be looking to deliver some time made shenanigans. She's going to drop the quicken onto Mariel, putting Mariel way forward into a good tanking spot right here. Now, Mariel can tank just about anything, although Bridal a lot. Oh, wait. I thought Mariel was going to run forward. I was wrong. Mariel says, hey, look, I'm not trying to like be that much faster than everybody else. Hey, Phoebe, would you like a magic resist buff? And Phoebe says, sure, thanks for that, tank. Now, please go stand next to not me. Helena's going to do Hex of Undoing right there, sealing re-raise. So no re-raise removal coming through from the other team. Decimator's Oath from Comral. He's been a very popular character today for these cost limited strike teams. And here you see Phoebe. Now, she previously quickened Mariel. And Mariel responded by saying, thanks, Phoebe. Ran right back to her. Boom. Gave her that high five. This time, you're going to get a quicken from Helena, from Mother Helena, from, it looks like a nun. It's kind of like Nun Helena onto the Elia, which will allow her to get Shadow Dance off. A very good buff. This could be the Speed Force buff from Phoebe this time. Just gives the agility to the squad. That's a different play. And now Mariel's up. 154 TP, 154 AP. Going for the synergy of those two things. And what's she going to do? She's in a nice spot to drop a group buff, but I believe she's already buffed them both. So she's just going to Spirit Barrier herself and move forward. Now, young Helena has 10,000 HP, so she's looking pretty healthy right here. She's not going to be in range to do damage, so she's just going to give herself the agility buff right there. That is Lucia's TMR. It is one of the throwbacks. It's a goodie, but an oldie. Stag Impact comes out, damage across both of them, and that's what we were kind of worried about. The strike units on this team. Mariel, not necessarily great at tanking strike, so she eats a bunch of damage right there, and you don't want to see Helena eating any attacks. So can Phoebe step forward right here and drop a big time quicken to give some separation between Helena and Mariel, give Helena a chance to actually do some work? We'll see. It's going to be Comral first, and if he could take them both down right here, it's going to be a bad deal, but they dodge it. Wait a second. Is there some weird evasion shenanigans right here? Elia's going to catch a quicken. It was her turn next anyway, and she's going to look to do some damage. Now, she might just kill them both because she's technically chaining with herself. Like, Comral tried to do some chaining, but they dodged it. Oh my God, she double kills him. Paralyzing Strike comes in, and both Mariel and young Helena are dead. And only regular Helena is left among the Helenas that were in this match. She drops a little defense, spirit, element resist buff on her team again, and she says, Comral, go forward and kill. Rising Destruction, 6,100 damage on the Phoebe, and Elia's going to follow that up with a striking chain attack right here. Yeah, she's got 120 AP. She's way good to go on AP. She's looking. She's going to try to finish this in style, maybe. Or sometimes on the last attack of the match, they're just chilling. You know, she just lines it up. It's like when you're about to win that pool tournament. Because we all play pool, right? Probably not. And you got to just knock that last ball. It's like you got the 8 ball left and it's this far from the hole and you're like, oh, hold on. Let me get line it up. Perfect, That's what she was doing right there, in case you were wondering. Okay, GG. Good run, Franchesca. Thank you for participating tonight and reffing as always. Ito, congrats on the win. We're going to go to the next fight. Okay, our next match of the day, we're going to get to see a new Oberon come out. So here we go. Making his debut. Is this his debut? We might have seen him like once before. Anyway, we haven't seen much of new Oberon in Friday Night Fights, and he's going to be running with a mono fire team right here. The Naya and the Marguerite. So speaking of somebody we don't see very much, Marguerite coming out. And I'll tell you what, when War of the Visions, as I'm distracted by the absolute beauty of Oberon's cloak. The way that like gradient red into purple, man, it's a cool looking unit. Anyway, I digress. We have Marguerite. When War of the Visions came out, she was one of those units that I was like, dude, I want to build this chick and use her because she looks so cool. And I think it's just going to be awesome. And I never did. Like, even on my main account, I don't know that I have her like even to level 120 because she just never felt like she fit in the game to me. Maybe her niche is Friday Night Fights, 200 cost unit limit. You can only use 4 elements. Maybe that's what I was missing. Maybe this is where she belongs. Anyway, she gives herself the cast time down buff. We're going to see Mariel running all over the map, dropping her buffs just like she did before, except this time, instead of dropping those like spirit magic resist buffs, she's actually using that is Squall's TMR that gives that resist buff and haste to herself. So that's what she's running around doing right there. There's a spell shielding buff, so a physical shield coming out right there for Helena. That's going to be pretty useful. And actually, I'm sorry, Oberon, this is a magic scaling unit, so that physical shield not going to do anything here. It is, wait, I don't remember. Is new Oberon physical or magic based? I'm slow building him right now, and we never see him. I believe he scales off of magic, but I could be wrong. Chat will tell me. Marguerite dropping some more buffs on her team. Mariel, hoping everybody in this game scales off of magic, gives herself that magic shield, the spirit buff, the HP buff, and she begins moving forward. Okay, Naya's up next. Naya could look to start dropping some reflects, which will be very clutch in this match, but she actually doesn't even have that skill turned on, I guess, because she doesn't do anything. Ashaban here confirming that he is physical. Okay, so that shield on Helena will be good against the physical unit that is Oberon. All right, he's going to move in. Blade Collar comes out, 4,300 damage with the follow-up attack onto Mariel for a total of around 6,000 damage. Naya's up next, 7,100 HP on her. She might go DPS mode. She steps forward, begins channeling a spell. Marguerite says, okay, it's time to drop a silence, maybe? She steps forward. Mind Crusher comes out. It's the spirit debuff, which will go nicely with the Helena on her team. There's Marguerite dropping 816 damage onto the tank. It's Regenerate coming out from Naya, so she's not going into DPS mode. She's going to just cast that Regenerate. Here comes Rose Blast onto the Oberon. It is reflected right back at her. She puts herself to sleep. Night, night, Helena. You just got reflected, and maybe Naya already did cast her Reflect. I must have missed it because Oberon just said boop, and he said, hey Helena, Rose Blast this, and takes it right back at her. Then he takes Mariel down to about 10% HP, and he's out here carrying with Reflect. Okay, Naya's up again. Now she's going to heal herself this time, I think. I believe that's going to be the play. And yeah, chat is confirming she did already cast the Reflect on Oberon. So I was probably just gushing about Marguerite for no reason while she did that and missed it, which sounds exactly like something I would do. Now, young Helena is staying asleep for at least one more turn. I imagine Oberon's going to give her some sort of a rude awakening here in a moment, and Marguerite finds herself in a one-on-one versus Mariel. She's going to drop another, what about 800? Oh, 1,100 point meteor right there. Dang, Marguerite, chill out with that damage. Anyway, 1,100 damage. Slime, who does not have Esuna, will instead go for the DPS move. He drops the Shadow Flare for like so little damage that Oberon's Regenerate takes him back to full HP, and Oberon's just feeling himself right now. Now, he's about to poke the... He's jumping. We'll see what that jump is. I don't know. Is he going to wake up Helena, or is he just going for Slime? Holy, this will wake up Helena. It does 823 damage. So Naya, not exactly known for her DPS, is still not going to be. And it's Mariel up next. 922 HP. She goes Mind Crusher. Still, this duel between her and Marguerite in the back it's still happening. Here's Marguerite. 1,500 HP, about 1,600. Guard haste, so she's back into support mode. Gives the haste to Oberon, and now the beast has been poked. The beast that is young Helena is back on the map, no longer sleeping. She's going to get a chance to try and actually hurt somebody. They are kind of grouped. If she can find a big AoE, you know, across all these spots, we'll see what she can do. But it's going to be a limit break. Okay, Rose Fulmination coming out. So here it comes. It looks like Black Rose Helena's limit break at first, but it's very different, and it does a ton of damage. Okay, so the beast is awake and full HP. So all of a sudden, it looked like, for a second, it looked like things were going real good for this fire team. Helena was asleep. Marguerite was in a duel that she was losing, and then all of a sudden, Helena woke up. And when you wake up Mommy Helena puts you to sleep. She says it is not morning time, it is night time, and you need to go back to bed, sirs and ma'ams. It is not time for you to get up, and Mama's gonna put you to sleep. And that's what she did. So now Oberon says, no, I'm gonna wake up and you can go to sleep. And he pops her courage right there. That was actually pretty effective. Then pops his magic resist buff, eats the try attack, full heals himself. Oberon says, whose bedtime is it? It's not my bedtime, Mom. Whose bedtime is it? I don't know. You ain't talking to me. Oberon, unfortunately, even if you kill Helena right here, You need to kill both of these units. Then it's you versus Mariel in a 1v1, and you're going to get like one more turn. I think Oberon's down to 2 turns. He's going to have to kill like everybody in 2 turns. He does kill Slime, so we'll see what he can do. Give himself that resist buff again. 5, 4, 3, 2, what he does not, he's going to get one more turn. Snipe Dagger comes out from Mariel, so that does a little bit. 4, 3, 2, yeah, his turn is the last one unless Helena laps him. Rose Blast comes out, not nearly enough to kill him, and here it is. If, I don't know, he has 8,900 HP. It could come down to an HP count. He is going to, nope, he goes for Marguerite. Not nearly enough damage to kill her, or Mariel, excuse me. So that's a GG. Oberon shows up. Like, Oberon was he was a tough boy in that fight, but eventually Mama gets you to bed. And Mama did put him to bed as Mariel snuck in the back and, you know, she dropped a little, what is it? You get some Benadryl? Some little Benadryl, Oberon? Go to night-night. Okay, anyway, that joke's probably run its course. Let's go to our next fight. Okay, here we go. We are into our next one as this tournament continues rolling down the tracks. We are going to see Mama Helena versus Mama Helena. In fact, it's almost a mirror matchup. The difference here is Devil Boy is going to run Phoebe for the Time Maid shenanigans, and Dropstar is going to run Slime. Slime can do the agility buffing, right? But that's not as good as a haste and a quicken. The deal with haste and quicken is it's a little bit hard to use perfectly. Like a poorly timed quicken just ruins fights more than it helps fights. Like if you quicken your team and all of a sudden they're way out in front and can't do anything, nobody's supporting them, it feels kind of wasted. If your quickens are good, you're lapping everybody and dominating a fight. So Slime is a pretty safe play, and this Phoebe is using Speed Force early, not Quicken. An agility buff is never a bad thing. There's the Griever's Wings buff coming out again right there from Mariel. So once again, Dropstar out here showing how Mariel loves to just run around the map and drop her buffs, and Helena's going to get her physical shield online. Problem here is this. Last time I was confused by Oberon if he was magic or physical. I have no confusion about anybody on Devil Boy's team. They are all magic based. So the physical shield from Helena will not really do anything against these units. I mean, unless Phoebe's walking down there and auto attacking later. Mariel does receive a quicken. So this might be what I'm talking about. Let's see how far she has to go forward right here. Really far. Now she does find the Franchesca onto the whole team and it silences it. Okay, hold on. Mariel is actually safe as insert word here, because a silenced Slime, Mariel, and Helena aren't that scary. I mean, right now, Mariel's feeling pretty safe. She also dodges Phoebe's attack right there. And Helena's gonna, what, buff? Yeah, momentum buff. Get that haste online. That'll help the silence end sooner, and it will buy Devil Boy's Helena enough turns to maybe come up here and do something. There's another quicken onto Mariel, and Mariel is wrecking this fight right now. She is high rolling it towards being somebody who ends up on the thumbnail if she could keep making this kind of a run in the tournament. Here we go. Franchesca comes out again, reapplying the silence to at least Slime. Helena's going to proc her CT up. Mariel's going to look to do a little bit of damage to Mariel right here. Let's see. Gets behind her Snipe Dagger, 2577. So she does find a little bit right there. And technically there's an HP lead. No, there's not really an HP lead for anybody. Mariel's taking a little bit of damage, but so is Slime. Here's Phoebe channeling another spell. Slime's up next. He's going to go Emergency Meditation, give himself that self-heal. And now Devil Boy's Helena finally gets a chance. Nope, not yet. It's another quicken onto Mariel. So Helena is struggling to get in there. And this is a perfect example of Quicken doing both things that I talked about from before. It has, one, put Mariel in sort of an awkward situation, but two, it has allowed her to come out here and just keep doing the things that she does before the rest of her team shows up. Is it working? Well, I'll tell you what, if that young Helena was not silenced, it would definitely not be working, and she is not silenced anymore. However, it is going to be Devil Boy's team turn first. Here's his young Helena, and neither young Helena has cast a spell yet. First spell of the day is going to be Rose Fulmination. Now, this is a big deal because the follow-up from Rose Fulmination will give her Reflect. So watch this. She's going to heal her whole team and then get Reflect. Now, the other young Helena right here from Dropstar can get around that reflect by using her limit break, or could look for a spell and end up killing herself. It's going to be the Rose Blast. It's going to be reflected right back at her, and she opts for self-destruction. So the AI, you know, it's not the greatest thing, and Helena blows her own re-raise right off the bat by hitting herself. She does get the full heal from Slime, so Slime's showing up, and this Mariel on her 27th turn of the match will go Franchesca again, silences Slime, Slime stays silenced, and now it's Mariel for Dropstar's team. Here we go. She's going to go Mind Crusher. It's dodged by everyone somehow. And it's Phoebe's turn. Phoebe probably going to be looking to do some healing right here. And it's young Helena's turn. She's got some interesting choices to pick. Soul Harvest comes out. That will kill Slime. So Slime is our first casualty of the day. But it is just this big group of people in the middle of the map, which you would think these mages would like. Now, unfortunately for Devil Boy, his units are in a formation where if you find a just regular old cross-shaped AoE, you'll be able to hit all of them without hitting yourself, and the same can't be the same the other way. Still, the thing for Devil Boy is his units seem to have some evade, and they are dodging. Helena and Mariel both dodged the limit break right there from Helena, but that does give Helena reflect. Here's the taunting spell coming out from Mariel, so it does a little bit of damage. The problem is Helena's about to get reflected. Like, unless she single targets Mariel right here, which I doubt, she's going to get this holy reflected right back at her. So watch this. Boing! It bounces. She hits herself for 4,300 damage. And now, if Dropstar's Helena can hit her, he only needs to do half the amount of damage to take her down. Soul Harvest, it was a big if. Can't land it. And there's 11 turns left. Is this a match that goes to turns? I don't think so. Both healers are gone. There's Banisher coming out. Helena goes down. And Devil Boy firmly back in the lead at this point with his Helena and Mariel versus just one Mariel. Here's the Holy Mariel, takes 5,700 damage from that. She's going to look to turn that around. What she got up her sleeve? An auto attack that is dodged. Okay, speaking of auto attacks, Devil Boy's Mariel about to look for one. 295 on that damage chart. And here's the last move. It's probably the second to last move for Helena. We'll see. Holy comes out. It's going to be her last move. 4,400 damage. It is definitely enough to seal the deal. Mariel gets the last move of the day. 24 AP. It is a dodged auto attack again, and Devil Boy wins in what was a really, really interesting match where we got to see Quicken do all of Quicken things. The double-edged sword that is Quicken was sharp on both sides. Turns out you cut yourself a little bit, but as long as most of your cuts are towards the enemy, you cut them more. GG, Devil Boy. Good fight. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now this is going to be a spicy one because we are in the losers bracket quarterfinals, which means the winner of this is 3 wins away from making it back up to the winners bracket and potentially winning this whole thing. And Chase is bringing out 2B, not 2P. We've seen a lot of 2P lately. We haven't seen 9S in a long time, that's fair. But 2B coming out here with new Dario and Slime. So it's a katana-based wind team from Chase, getting the best of 2 different worlds, which is really good to see. This is the ultimate kind of power you can do when you can combine an element, a team element, and a damage type. Can that carry 2B to like prominence right here? We'll find out. You're going to be against young Helena, who has proven to be the most OP character, not just in War of the Visions in general, but in War of the Visions tonight. Speed Force is going to come out. We've seen this light team. We just saw this light team, in fact. Although there's a difference here. A big difference in this fight compared to the last one. Chase's wind team is advancing forward towards the enemy at a much greater clip than the other light team that Devil Boy just faced in. And Devil Boy was able to take advantage of all that time to get all his buffs online, get all those quickens going before damage was taken. Not going to be the deal today. Franchesca Blade's going to get completely absorbed by Dario, so he's off to a good start with his tanking. There's the haste buff onto Slime as he plops forward, and Phoebe's up. So what does Phoebe got? She's going to go Quicken. We're going to get at least one of these. Mariel going to be able to move forward and look for an AoE right here. I wonder if we have some evade. Like, is this going to be an evade 2B? We'll see. Nope, Franchesca is going to come out. Dario blocks it again, and it does half of Slime's health and damage. He's taken down to half HP and silence. Now 2B, here we go. Your Annihilation Dance. We have not seen this on Friday Night Fights in a really long time. You'll love to see her back in the game. And 5,500 damage on a tank, you'll take that all day. Okay, Dario's going to go dual release to back that up. And Mariel dodges it. So, okay, so far 2B has been the best unit on this win team. And Slime says, you know what? Silence doesn't bother me because everything I do is not spells, I guess. So my healing spell is not a spell, it's a healing ability. Winning on a technicality there, Slime, but I guess you take it. There's Curata on Mariel and everybody's full HP. 2B's going to try and do something about that. She's got to be a little bit careful with her AP. She's down to 38 after that Heian. So we'll see how that works out. Body slam. Oh, Slime goes full damage mode right there. 1300 damage and has blocked the chaining ability from Dario. If he can land it, dual release, he can't land it. Doesn't matter about the blocking the chaining because Dario can't hit Mariel. She's 2 of 80. There's the Franchesca again. Slime continues to be silenced, but he wasn't talking anyway. He can't talk. He's not a person. Here's Phoebe stepping forward, channeling a spell. Young Helena up next. Let's see. Does she go for the limit break? No, she goes Rose Blast. It berserks Dario. So it's not like he was doing damage anyway, but now he's berserked and Slime is dead. Armor deployment, give that physical shield. Not going to be blocking much right there, 2B, but she does go for the high ground, which is an interesting play. Dario finally lands an attack, 1261 on Mariel from the side. It's her turn next, 39 AP left in the bag for her. Does Dario still have hate, or at least he's in range? Banishing a blade hits him for just a little bit. Helena's up next. She's going to go with the limit break this time, so she's going to give herself that reflect. There's nothing from the enemy team to really reflect, so that's not going to matter. It does 6400 damage to Dario. That will matter. The heal was irrelevant as well. Her reflect is online. There we go. Phoebe, I'm not sure Mariel's low enough to be healed here, so she's probably going to go for a quicken. Nice damage right there from 2B. If Dario could just like back her up, if Dario could just find some actual damage besides his stupid berserk auto attack, Mariel's probably long dead. Sure, you probably have a full life coming out right here, but Dario just can't find the accuracy to hit Mariel, and that has been the biggest difference in this fight. Curata comes out, Mariel back to about 90% HP. Young Helena has 2 targets to pick from now. She's just going to soul harvest Dario. He goes down. He's out of this fight, and it's 2B versus the world. Now, can she find damage onto Helena, onto Phoebe? She's going to just keep going for Mariel, and she keeps hitting her for like super respectable amounts of damage. The problem is Mariel has more than super respectable amounts of HP and a healer backing her up. So 2B with the lap job right here. That sounded awful. She lapped Mariel is what I was trying to say. There was no tips or money given. Anyhow, there's a Holy coming out right there, 4166. Holy, that guaranteed hit move. Even if 2B was built for a little evade, that'll still land. Mariel's up next, tries to get behind her and hit her, can't do that. Phoebe's up again, looking for another quicken. 2B out of AP with only 4, finds 2200 damage on the auto attack. There's Speed Force coming in, 2 turns remaining. This will actually be your last turn of the match. Helena will not get the, oh, she does. She channels very next turn. It's exactly enough damage to kill 2B. And just like that, the light team does beat the 2B team. But for Chase, that's a really good run. If 2B was your DPS unit of the night, the 2B Dario team looked good. Just Dario couldn't hit anything. And yeah, GG. Good fight, guys. Okay, I heard y'all liked Helena. So today we've got Helena versus Helena. But once again, we are in the age matchup. The matchup of Helena before she was married to Helena after she was married and became a nun-looking person. And we get to see a lightning Asterius again with, that is a Schuzlet. I can't remember seeing Schuzlet in Friday Night Fights. I feel like I say that sometimes. There's a lot of units in War of the Visions, and a lot of them, like Schuzlet, you don't see very much. Now, he's going to go with the Keen Blade activation here. That is not banned this month. Last month, CT Up and Down was banned. Not so today. Young Helena going to go with the Starlight Elena TMR right there, the Light Dark Resist buff. That will be good as long as this team is in range to do that damage. This is a much longer map than last week. Last week, you got 1 buff and then you were basically in the fight throwing down. On this map, if you can turtle it up, there is a lot of opportunity to get your Barrel Aurora buffs and your Keen Blades and your Speed Forces and your Quickens and your Haste and your, whatever, your AoE resist buffs. You get all that stuff online tonight in plenty of time. Schuzlet can go ahead and hit himself for 1000 damage because, we can't give an MR unit like Schuzlet a buff that doesn't also hurt him because that would make him good. So anyway, we'll see. I hope Schuzlet shows up right here. I would honestly, I'm not pulling against a player in particular, but I do like to pull against super meta units. And so seeing somebody come up with a counter to Young Helena would be great, even if that counter is slightly older Helena, who is channeling a spell right now. Okay, Lightning Asterius Schuzlet. You're going to get another chance to buff and then move in. Power of the Crystal. Oh, that's a good buff. Unit attack, resist, agility is stacking some really powerful buffs on your team. And Schuzlet gets way forward. Pressure Hazard does big time damage, but once again, he hurts himself by doing it. You just don't like to see it. Here's the question, and I think I know the answer. Is Helena, oh, shoots out reflexes, all that damage he did to himself. He's not going to let Mariel hurt him. He's going to reflex that. Can Helena get in range to do any damage? I don't think she can, especially with her teammate standing right there. I think Schuzlet's going to get another turn of life. Okay, regular Helena gives a little buff to her squad. Lightning Asterius is going to be able to move in right here and maybe kill Mariel. He's going to drop the LB, so Transcendent Waveblade coming out. Really cool looking move right here. It does 7,700 damage and poisons her. She's dead though, so poison won't stick. And this spell from Phoebe is going to whiff. Okay, Helena, nope, she's not in range. She moves forward and does nothing, which means Schuzlet's going to get another chance. He's going to walk over Mariel's corpse and say, take this, Phoebe, paralyze attack, you're dead. And it's young Helena versus 3. If somebody was going to take down young Helena, this might be the match. You have 3 units to just her. And is Asterius feeling himself a little bit too much? He runs up and stands next to Schuzlet. That's not where you want to be. She can kill both of you. There it is. Oh, they live. Okay, especially, oh, they live, but Asterius goes to sleep. Okay, Schuzlet, you've been hard carrying. What can you do here? Paralyzing Edge. Crucially, the paralyzed does not stick. And now Helena can look to start cleaning things up. Soul Harvest comes out. Schuzlet Courage is popped. He self-heals almost back to full HP. Asterius is sleeping. Does regular Helena have like some kind of cleanse or Esuna? No, she's going to stand there and put shell on herself. I don't know what her strategy is. Just live, I guess. It's like if you've watched the movie Lightyear, the one space cadet's obsessed with living. That seems like this Helena. Anyway, here comes a limit break. It's going to be full rose metal blast, reflectiga from Helena. She heals herself as well, so she's back to full HP. And the Lightning Bros will get another round at her. 49 HP left on Schuzlet. He's going to go Paralyzing Edge again. He can't land the Paralyze. That would be so helpful for this squad if that Paralyze could land. There's the Defense and Spirit buff onto Asterius again. He's no longer asleep, but it's Helena's turn first. Okay, what's she gonna do? There's 10 turns left. Soul Harvest. Schuzlet is dead this time. So down goes Schuzlet, and now we have a 2v1. Lightning Asterius, you need to find big damage right here. Hazard Break, that's big damage, but you also hurt yourself. Being low HP against her is a bad idea. Helena steps forward, begins channeling a spell. It's Shell. That's a good spell. Asterius laps Helena. Can he do it? Can he take her down? Paralyzing Edge. She's paralyzed, but she has re-raise. So the paralyzed does not stick because re-raise cleanses it. And now 5 turns left. She's going to look to end it right here. She needs a kill. She needs a kill in a bad way and then to somehow take no damage. She does not kill. She puts Helena to sleep, and Helena's strategy of just living through the whole fight is going to pay off unless there's some kind of like reflect on Asterius's attack. There's not. It's a kill. She goes down, and numero 80 dethrones the young Helena team with his lightning slashing team. G to the G. Great fight right there. Shoots out. I would say our boy shoots out, but I mean, is he your boy? Like, I don't know that he is anybody's boy, but good fight. GG. Next one. Okay, here we go. Numero 80 moving on to face LXD. This is your losers bracket final. So winner of this goes back up top to play Schubach. They'll have to beat him twice in a row to take the throne, but priority 1, win this fight. It looks like it's going to be Light versus numero 80 again, but this time it's not a young Helena in that 100 cost slot. We're going to see new Lucio. So 100 cost, new special armor version Lucio coming out here from LXD. We'll see what other cost limited units are backing him up. He's 100 of your 200 cost on the board right there. 3,400 attack for him versus 4,600 attack for numero 80. We saw the Lightning Asterius and Schuzlet really put in some work. And Schuzlet, I mean, I'm telling you, I usually pick the characters for the thumbnails based on like weirder characters that show up and do good. And okay, Mashari Horn. Here's another unit that recently I received some pushback on when I was ranking her. People said, how do you consider her better than some other units in this game? You just saw it. That buff that she just does, her Calamity Strongguard buff, nullifies like most status effects in the game, as well as making your units on your team harder to kill. I just think that that by itself makes her like you are capable. She also has guaranteed hit moves. She's pretty tanky. I think she's a legit 80 cost unit in this game, even though she comes with a 70 cost price tag. I actually think there's a ton of value right there in her. So let's see what she can do this time with new Astrius, or new Lucio against new Astrius, apparently new Schuzlet. Like Schuzlet at least has a new lease on life, and regular Helena over here. Helena refuses to go away. She just ages. She doesn't die, she just gets a little bit older. And next week we might see her again in her oldest Black Rose form, and then eventually we'll get Grandma Helena released, which will be like when Mont has his 5th unit type and he's like an older man, Helena still won't be dead. They'll just release like Wind Unit Piercing Helena, and she's 95 or something. Well, you'll see. It's coming. Anyway, there is the TMR debuff right there. So no AP restore for the enemy team. That is actually going to be pretty useful against Schuzlet and Astrius, keeping their AP down. And then immediately after that, you get Revitalize coming out from Lucio. So that's pretty cool. Cancel the AP restore and give yourself some on the back end. Astrius up next, 81 AP for him. Is he in range yet to start hitting people? No, he's gonna go Power of the Crystal. Love that buff. That's his bread and butter TP move. He gets that put down straight away. Here comes Emerging Meditation from Slime, getting his self-heal online. There's Protect from Helena on herself, whose strategy of just don't die really paid off last time, and it worked out nicely. Macherie up next, 10,000 HP for her, and she doesn't need to cast any spells. She says, I'm solid. I'm just gonna run forward, and Schuzlet also just runs forward and does nothing. Okay, here's Lucio. His first move of the day, Blade of Luminosity, does 82% exactly of Schuzlet HP, and if Macherie can get in range, Schuzlet might just get sniped straight out of this fight. There's Hollowed Ray, good range. His courage pops and he heals himself back to almost full, so the courage, no courage removal coming in right here, so he is able to stay in this fight for a little bit longer. There's Aura of Blessings, the light and dark resist buff. That will be useful for Astrius, as he's going to look to get into range and do some damage. He's not in range yet though. He couldn't quite find it. Now Schuzlet gets to counterattack. Pressure Hazard comes out, and there you go. That's that tankiness I was talking about, but notice this right here. Slime might have just healed you, Lucio, but you just got stopped. The stop from Schuzlet. He's looking to try to carry this again. Barrier Breaksword will take Slime really low. His self-heal with the healing down does not do very much. And now Helena's up. She moves forward. She's going to give the Protect, or the Spirit and defense buff to her whole team. And now it's Macherie sort of versus 3 with a Slime backing her up, because Lucio's going to take a few more turns off. Okay, there's the, oh no, she heals. Yeah, that's the one thing. Okay, one thing about Macherie's AI is she likes to support. And she just did a little supporting right there, which again, if Lucio's not stopped, that's not a bad thing, but he is stopped. So anyway, Pressure Hazard and big damage. The stop was not reapplied or applied to anybody else right there. So Lucio's stop is still just counting. He will eventually work his way back into this turn order unless he's dead, and he's almost dead. Can Helena kill him? That'd be cool. Like, let's see a Helena last hit right here. No, she's going to heal. Kiraga, the big sword lightning, folks, just annihilated the light team. There's the execute from Schuzlet, and Schuzlet making a run all the way to the finals against Schubach right here. So GG LXD, GG numero 80. We're going to see Schubach versus numero 80 next. All right. Here we go. We've got Schubach versus numero 80 in the finals. Schubach showing the Bridal Elias, so it's going to be a strike team right here. And a little bit surprising, the only Helena that looks like it's going to be represented in the finals is middle-aged Helena. I was expecting young Helena in the finals. Light teams were all over this tournament early, and she was hard carrying. But it's looking like Schuzlet and his big sword bro Astrius and middle-aged Helena are going to be facing off against Schubach's strike team here in potentially the last match of the day. Now, here is how this works. I will go ahead and put this on the screen for a second while we're waiting for him to hit the go button. Schubach has not lost a match yet. So if he wins, it's over. It's double elimination. That'd be numero 80's second loss. It's GG. If numero 80 wins, we go right here and have a, sudden death, grand finals thing going on. Anyway, there's that. Okay, we're in it. So here's the Lightning Bros over here getting their buffs online. Every fight we've seen so far, and I wonder if it's how this will work out this time, Lightning Asterius has started the fight with that buff, and then 3 turns later done it again, because it just takes him so long to get in there. One thing that helps with that is the Keen Blade, right? Get your CT up. And I bet you this is, okay, no, it's Baroa Protector. So usually we've seen the Wind Veritas TMR used by numero 80's team. Here we got to see Schuzlet use it. So both players taking advantage of a very, very powerful TMR, and something that we all get for free, right? You play through the story, you got enough shards to get your Wind Veritas up to at least level 9. Now, you mean you can get them all the way to 140. I think you just can't. He doesn't have his limit break yet. I believe that's right. So anyway, there shoots out, buffing himself, taking a little bit of damage. Protect comes out from Helena, and we are off to the races. Shoebox team is charging forward. So both of these teams do like to advance towards the enemy, and it's the first time in a while we've seen a matchup where both teams, we might meet in the middle here instead of on one side or the other. We've had a couple fights today that we've met in the middle. This one looking for straight mid. Okay, Comral's up next. 11.5k HP on him. He's going to go Exuberance Power, give that CT up, that crit buff. Here comes Asterius, 12,000 HP for him. He is looking at Comral, and he's going to drop the limit break. So Transcendent Wave Blade coming out. Big lightning attack with a slash attached to it. 6,900 damage, and the poison and the follow-up attack. The big deal about that follow-up attack is it might put Comral in danger range for, never mind, he in danger range. Schuzlet. I would say he might die to poison, but then Schuzlet was like, no, I'm carrying, and he killed him. There's the courage remove and the CT down coming out from Bridal Elia, as well as a bunch of damage. Schuzlet down to about half HP, and the courage remove is a big deal because Schuzlet has been courage and full healing himself every fight. Subjugator comes out from Asterius, a little bit of damage across this team, but Bridal Elia looking pretty tanky right there. Helena channeling a spell. She is going to cast, Pressure Hazard comes out from Schuzlet, Curaga from Helena, and the Lightning team looking full health, but the other Lightning team that they're fighting also looking about 50% health. Bridal Elia looking to do some DPS right here, going to be chaining with herself, so keep that in mind. Stag impact across the whole team. Helena goes down, and it's a 2v2. Magic Barrier comes out right there from Lizette. Lightning Asterius, 35 AP left. He needs to find big damage right here. Hazard Break comes out. That's the big damage we were looking for. It does not kill anybody, but Schuzlet, here's your moment, man. Take us to the grand final. Sudden death? Not quite. He just finds the kill on Lizette, and will he regret that? I anticipate he might. Here's Bridal Elia, 515 HP in a dream. She does kill Schuzlet. The CT up lags. She laps Asterius. Bolt Jab comes up. She kills him, and that's it. Okay, so Bridal Elia says, look, Lightning Bros, it's really cool that you're Lightning units like me, and I'm a bride unlike you, and you two were kind of like bromancing it, but I gotta kill you now. And she CT downs them, CT ups herself, laps Asterius, punches him in the face. GG, Schuzlet wins, and Bridal Elia is still a really good unit. There we go. That was a great match, though. Schuzlet made a hell of a run. You love to see that. Bridal Elia just CT manipulated the hell out of that. That would not have worked last week. Last tournament, we had the no CT up or down map effect on. That's not on this week. So those CT manipulations are back in swing. And there it was. All right, GG. Schuzlet gets the win. That's the tournament for this week. Next week will be round 2 of the Kiwi Strings Cup. Same map, different elements, different cost limits coming in. So look forward to that one. Yeah, see y'all there. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.